Welcome back to the channel. This week we are spending a lot of time behind the wheel of this 2025 BMW i5 xDrive40. That is a little bit of a mouthful, but it is a fully electric vehicle. It does have all-wheel drive, hence the xDrive. BMW has done a really good job with their EV lineup and making their 5 Series, i5 Series, look like the gas versions. They have gas versions of almost every single car as well as electric versions. So this week we're spending some time with an electric BMW. My first ever electric BMW. So let's take a quick little walk around here. We have like this interesting color. It's this really nice gray and then this kind of like gold color on the exterior. It looks really, really cool. At first, when I just picked it up this morning, and I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about the color just yet. And now like looking at it in the sun a bit with this color, this paint color is really, really nice. It's really growing on me. Also, we have the M Performance package. So this doesn't have the M like performance, like engine performance, but we do have the M look. So you're gonna see the M logo around the car. I just don't want people to be confused and think that it's actually the M version of the i5. It is not, but like you can see, we have the M Sport brakes, the M rims, stuff like that, which does add so much to it. I also love this number 5 right here on the side. Let's take a look back up at the front because there is the i5 badge right here, the little kidney grill. Some people will love it, some people will hate it. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'll let you know at the end of the week what I think after spending all my time with it. Let's quickly go around to the back here where we have really nice tail lights, backup camera, parking sensors, 360 degrees, you name it. Also, it looks like you could have some exhausts here, but there's nothing. And then we'll just check out the trunk quick. Plenty of trunk space, and of course it's automatic, so that's nice. I've got space under the floorboard here as well, so we like this. And check this out, last but not least, trunk is automatic, opening and closing. Of course it is, it's a BMW. It makes your life very easy to live with. So let's hop in. I'm gonna give you my first impressions. I'm so excited to show you this thing. It looks really cool. All right, so on the road for probably the second time only this week in the BMW i5 xDrive40, and you'll notice right away in this thing that noise isolation, road noise, is sometimes a big thing in EVs. But this BMW is doing a really good job at eliminating a lot of it. And I've been going like pretty much highway speeds in sport mode, and really the road noise is quite quiet. The cabin is quite nice. It's quite airy. Like I don't really hear the tires all that much. Definitely not as much as I was expecting. So that is a really, really good place to start for this BMW i5. Now, I do notice that I have one single paddle shifter, and it's just labeled boost. So I'm gonna press it for the first time, and let's see. Oh my God. Yeah, okay, yeah. Right, so it seems to give me all the electric power available, all the wheels driving available. Oh man, and it makes kind of a cool noise. I hope the audio picked that up because that was kind of an interesting noise. This thing flies, and it's not even the full, it's not the full M performance version. I have the performance package, I got the performance brakes, so it looks the part, but it also kind of feels the part without actually being it, if that makes sense. That's really cool. So all-wheel drive, really nice. So far, handling is really good. I like to keep it in sport mode, but you can also have it in comfort mode. The suspension is really good. The ride quality, it's deleting bumps here on these Quebec roads, which is super important. One thing that like just driving, I'm kind of getting used to is like all these touch controls and stuff. I do love the fact that I have a knob here in my center console that I can just kind of control without having to reach, but everything's perfectly in reach for me. I really like the ergonomics here. It's very good. The seat's really, really comfortable too. And like this thing just rips around like no problem, and like it's really fun to do it. It also has like a driver assistant, so when I put my turn signal on and stuff like that, it can actually change lanes for me and stuff like that. So really cool there. It's gonna be nice. I'm actually planning on doing a little bit of a drive up to Montreal this weekend, or actually tomorrow this week. So maybe I can film a little bit of that depending on how the baby is. I don't really want my audience to hear a screaming kid in the backseat of the car. So we'll see. But if I can show you the auto drive, I'll definitely pick the camera up and do it because it's kind of an interesting little feature that we have here. But yeah, look, BMW is always been solid to me, and I really expected a good ride quality, but I don't know if I was expecting this. This is kind of a little bit above my expectation, which is really, really good news. And I'm enjoying my time so far. This is an expensive vehicle. I'll go over the pricing with you a little bit later in the week, but I think we're looking at in the $95,000 range. So, of course, it's expensive, but you don't need to get, like, you don't need the all-wheel drive, you don't need, like, the M Performance, so you can, like, spec it out to be a little bit cheaper, so that's really good. But, I don't know, I feel like so far, for what I have here in this car, it's justified. It is an electric vehicle, too, so you're not really going to go to the pump a lot, so the price range is probably pretty competitive. You know, when we look at its competition, I think they're right there with, you know, what you want an electric kind of semi-performance sedan to be. So that's also pretty good. But we'll see how it is to live with. The trunk space, like I said, I am taking a little road trip, so we'll see like cargo space and like stuff like that. I'll try to show you all of that here as we go through the week. So I'll pick it back up a little bit later, possibly tomorrow at the beginning of the road trip. All right, so I'm about to complete a charge and looking like 420, let's call it 430 at 100%. So that's pretty good, decent. Got a little road trip to do tomorrow. That should knock it down to half, and then we'll charge on the way back home the next day. So, 429. Ooh, maybe we're gonna get 30. Will we get 30? Yes, 430. So a little bit more than 430 then. Pretty cool. All right, so I just finished, or I'm about to do the second leg of the road trip anyways, the way back home. But the BMW i5 xDrive40 has handled it really well. I'm just charging here at my hotel, so you're gonna have to excuse the audio. I don't have my mics down here with me, but look at this. When the car is charging, the kidney grill is nicely lit up, which is really cool. I am on a level 2 charger, I believe this is now, so I'm at 64%, and it says it's gonna take until 2:38 p.m. and it's 8:37 a.m. to reach 100, but I don't actually need 100% charge here. I could do with like a 75-80%, and it would be more than enough to get me from here to home. I have like about 100 to 200 kilometer drive to get home, so this is really convenient. Also, it looks really cool right here. All right, so sitting in the BMW i5 xDrive40, start it up. This is kind of like what it looks like when you haven't started it up. So press start button here. It's gonna spring everything to life. Very good. Now, wait for those beeps to go away. All right, so now that we're sitting here, I can kind of show you the interior. Look at how cool these lights are. Even in the daytime, they look like this. The ambient lighting is pretty much always on and always visible, and it obviously changes with your drive mode. But first, I'll start with the steering wheel. Really nice steering wheel, very simple. I like the D-cut. I like the little M badge because we do have the M package on here, which is very cool. Then we have like these capacitive touch buttons, which you're either gonna love them or you hate them, and that goes for every car. It's not just a BMW thing. For me, I think BMW have done it pretty good here. Like, I've got a bunch of settings, and then I also have different modes for the, you can have assisted driving or just the basic cruise control. I do use the assisted driving, the one that can change lanes and stuff for you. I really like this design too, like very metally, very cool, very kind of gold. Matches the exterior as well, which is good. And then obviously we have our digital gauge cluster, which I can change the contents inside of it. You can see it will also change with my drive modes. So I'll kind of show you that in just a second. So I can have navigation, which I was using actually earlier today when I was coming back. And then we can have, you know, you can see your media, stuff like that. Usually I just keep it on the standard stuff, but check it out. So I'm going to change my drive mode here. I'm in sport mode. Let's go to personal. That's going to change. And then you kind of have like a very basic kind of look. I can do it again. We'll do efficient, and you'll see how the gauge cluster really switches. There we go. Switches colors and everything. Expressive, that's going to change a lot of stuff. You can see even the, and also, like I said, look, the ambient lighting is changing at the same time as that's happening. And then obviously I have relax as well. Of course, I like to drive in sport mode or personal mode because I think that's really fun. And we also have a really cool feature. I think I can get it here, called AR, where if you have navigation on, you can it'll kind of pinpoint where it wants you to turn, left, right, whatever. It'll tell you where things are, generally with a little icon there in the screen, which was actually very useful when I was doing my little road trip today coming back home. So I really did like that. You can see turn by turn, stuff like that. You can also have just the navigation, a G meter, which this thing can pull. So a G meter is useful. And of course I have my battery level, my kilometers right there, and I'm at 53%, 277 kilometers. I'm gonna go charge maybe a little bit later to film some more stuff for you guys. Bowers & Wilkins sound system, very basic controls here for the window controls. And then we have, like, again, these touch capacitive controls that usually always work, which is good. but I don't have any feedback, right? Like, I don't know if I've actually clicked anything. That's the only thing that's going to take some getting used to. This button is for your seat settings, and you have 2 memory seats. Then we have like the controls on the left-hand side, which are like all the lighting controls, very simple. If you want to change your vents, it's these little knobs here, which is really cool. It really keeps the interior simplistic, and also you'll see like these nice like cracks in the dashboard, which is like, to me, it gives the car a lot of personality. It's like the car is bursting with electricity, it's bursting with energy. So you've got like these kind of bolts everywhere. I really do like it. It's really cool. Also, you can see like the different split of material. Like this is kind of like a purple color mixed with some plastic leather and everything else in between. It's all here. And I like how this door handle's gold as well to match the exterior. Really cool. Like it's so thought of and well thought out, this interior. I'm such a fan of it. Then infotainment, you can tell they've thrown everything at you. I've got all my Apple CarPlay apps, including all the BMW apps, built-in Amazon Alexa, built-in Spotify, built-in YouTube, all this stuff, built-in navigation as well. I've been using it all. Parking is very good. It has like the automatic feature, which if I have time this week, I will show you. You can change pretty much everything about the vehicle. All your stuff is here. I probably could do an entire video on it. I can adjust the climate control as well, but obviously there's buttons, there's quick access buttons for all that stuff. Dual zone automatic climate control. All of the climate control is going to be adjusted relatively through here. You can see I have 2 buttons for the max venting, but that's it. And then when you want to, like, say I don't want to have air anymore, I'm going to slide this guy over and it's going to shut off the air. And then obviously at 1, it means it's at full. So that's really cool too. I've also got 1 pad for wireless charger and then another pad that you can just have a phone in. Then also we've got 2 cup holders. It doesn't have the cooling and heating feature, but we do have 2 USB-C ports right there, as well as the key, which looks really cool. Standard stuff, nothing crazy. Then we come over to this guy. It's kind of hard to see. It's very reflective piano black, high touch area. You're going to want to be able to clean this thing. I've also got this little knob that if you don't want to touch the screen, you can use it. It's very responsive, very easy to understand. My little gear selector here, you kind of go down, it's very easy again. Then I can press this guy and I can have my parking views, all kinds of cameras, no matter what you want, you've got it. Car wash view, camera cleaning, everything is here. 3D view. Also, I've got some quick access buttons down here for vehicle settings, my modes. Volume control, it does have gesture controls. I won't use them now because I don't want my CarPlay to start. I had to be very careful with my hands because it keeps cutting off my recording. But anyways, it does have gesture controls. I'm not going to move too much in front of the screen to show you because it is going to be weird. So I'll show you that kind of as B-roll if I can. Then I've got this guy. It's going to fold open. I've got a little bit of storage in here. You know, you can keep your Advil there as well as your USB-C cords in there. Seats are very comfortable. I like the design on them as well. You can see it's kind of got like a nice pattern. Again, we've got like this 2-tone leather. It's really not at all a boring interior, no matter where you look at it from. I love this thing. I think it's really cool, really well thought out, and that's what I want to see. I want to see an electric vehicle have a lot of personality because we don't have the exhaust noise. We don't have like the feeling really that you get from a genuine gas car. So EVs have to have personality. They have to be well thought out. They have to be cool. And that is what this EV is. It is so cool, well thought out, well done. Good job, BMW. This is what I like to see. All right, so back inside driving the BMW i5 xDrive40. Spent almost an entire week with it at this point. We're almost done the week here. So I kind of wanted to do some quick little performance stuff, talk a little bit about it. I realize I'm completely in the wrong material to talk about BMW, but here we are. Wanted to crack out the Mercedes shirt because I guess it does kind of have some relevance because, look, let's be honest, I do like Mercedes. I've driven a couple of them by this point, and they're really cool, but their electric vehicles are just not on the same level as BMW. BMW has done such a good job of offering, like, you know, vehicles that look very similar to their gas car. All right, let's do some performance testing. I've got one single little paddle here, and it's called Boost, and if I press it, I get, bam, 10 seconds on the clock to just go crazy. The thing just screams right through it, too. It's just so quick. Like, the wheels sometimes can't even keep up. Like, I chirped the wheels a little bit there. It's just really, really quick. And I usually drive this thing in sport mode, so I'm used to, you know, kind of the pickup that this this vehicle has. Obviously, dual motors is going to be really, really quick, and the i5 BMW is no question. It's really, really quick and fun to drive to. It handles really well. That rear axle air suspension really helps kind of delete a lot of the crappy bumps that I experienced driving on Quebec roads and stuff. So that's also good news. And it starts to rain. I've got rain sensing wipers, so no problem there either. It's just been like really easy to live with and drive. I haven't really had any range anxiety. I did a road trip up to Montreal. Couldn't film very much because I had my 6-month-old in the car, and you try telling a 6-month-old to be quiet because daddy's filming his silly cars. Not gonna happen, right? So I just kind of let it go. But I do also have, assisted driving, which I did use when I was, driving around in the mountains of Montreal, because it was easy to do, and I can set it and kind of forget it, and it will give me the assisted driving stuff, and it should be able to take over for you, which it is doing right now. There we go. And it's kind of just going to take the curves for me at the speed that I set it, though. Like, it will absolutely. Also, you have to keep your hands on the steering wheel. It's very good at monitoring your awareness and your attentiveness as well. Like, if I look away for too long, it will yell at me. If I take my hands off the steering wheel, it will yell at me in like a quick amount of time. It does not give me any leeway to kind of mess around and be crazy. So, it is an assisted driving. It's pretty good in traffic. It kind of moves up and can come to a complete stop by itself. So in Montreal, heavy traffic, that was a really big plus. Kind of saves your foot a little bit, saves your brain a little bit too, because it's kind of doing all the heavy lifting for you. And it can also change lanes for me. I have the advanced version of the driving assist, so it can change lanes when I needed to. It'll even suggest that you change lanes if the car in front of you is going a lot slower than your set speed limit. So that's really cool as well. And I've had a good time with it this week. Yeah, it's been really easy to use. I think in the winter, this thing would probably do pretty well too. It's very heavy, drives very heavy, low center of gravity, so handling is going to be really good. And of course, the all-wheel drive is going to help in pretty much any winter condition. So I think I would like it. Would just be to see what the range would be like here in the winter. I don't know if you would lose half, if you only, right now I'm seeing above 500 at 100%. So maybe if I go down to like 350 on a full charge of the winter, like, it might not be that bad, but also that would start to give me a little bit of range anxiety if I was to try to travel in the winter with this thing. So I don't know. I can't really say for sure what the number would be like. But yeah, so if I do get my hands on an electric BMW in the winter, I'll make sure to tell you. But as of right now, the range is perfectly fine. They quoted less than 500, but I'm seeing well over 5, so that's really good news. I'm also using my one-pedal driving, which I love. I barely ever have to or need to touch my brake while driving this thing. In sport mode, it's very aggressive. I love the throttle response in sport mode here. So yeah, just a great full-size sedan that just happens to be electric. And I've had a lot of questions this week too, like, oh, is that actually electric? Absolutely it is. And I've had people tell me if I didn't tell them it was electric, they would have probably just assumed that it was a gas car because it looks so similar to the gas version that's available. It's awesome. I love it. BMW, done a good job. Mercedes, learn a lesson, take some notes. We don't want to drive around in like an oval-shaped bean that just, Mercedes technology is incredible. It's as good as BMW's, but their design language is just weird. And like, it really takes a certain personality to like actually like it. So yeah, just want to pick the camera up, set 2 angles up for you so you can kind of see, what it's like to performance, a little rip for you, and yeah, kind of talk about some different stuff. So I'll pick it back up a little bit later. Okay, back outside once again with the BMW i5 xDrive40. Want to do another quick walk around, see what you think of this titanium kind of trim that I've got. Also, just see what you think of the paint color and just the overall vehicle in general. Let me know in the comments. Do you like it? Do you hate it? It really looks cool to me. Personally, it's grown on me all week. I really do enjoy looking at it. I enjoy driving it. I really like these dark blue performance brakes that I've got here, as well as these M wheels. So the sport package is probably one that I would have to go with. Should I actually buy this car ever, I would definitely go with the M performance package. Just gives you a lot for honestly not that much money, which is really good. I mean, not that much extra anyways. You're already spending quite a bit on the i5 in general, so just to have it like that is really cool. But I really liked it. This thing like just feels classy, looks classy, classic BMW. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Okay, so here's something I don't do often is actually open the hood, at least in the week with video. So we're gonna do it now. Look how big this hood is. And it's just a big BMW slab of cover. So there's no front trunk, nothing like that. It's just all basically electric engine. So that's interesting. I don't know if I really need a front trunk because it's not convenient to get to anyways in this case. So not really something I care about like as a negative point to my review. It's just something interesting that I think I should show you. So this is what it looks like under the hood of a electric BMW. That's cool. All right, so currently in the car wash. Let's see. I saw a car wash button here. Look at this 3D view. Car wash. Oh, and look at these gesture controls too. Wait. There we go. Oh yeah. You can see where I'm at. Getting cleaned here. That's really cool. You can kind of see the mist or whatever. I guess that's what it sees it as, is just rain in the front there. That's really awesome. I like these gesture controls too. That's freaking cool. Okay, well, car wash mode. There you go. If you're ever curious, you want to use it. Man, the car looks good even just in the camera. Like the little 3D picture it gives you, it looks really cool. I'm a fan, man. All right, we're back outside at nighttime with the 2025 BMW i5 xDrive40, gotta say the whole name. And you can see this is probably one of the nice looking BMWs or any car that I've seen at night so far, because look at this. The front looks really good. We have that illuminated grille there, which is an add-on, but it's a worth it one in my opinion because it looks so good at nighttime. This thing just comes alive. Let's go around to the side here because I want to show you something that the doors do. So if I kind of like halfway open the door here, it should activate. Yeah, there we go. And we have these really cool, nice and illuminated side things so you can see as you're stepping into the vehicle. It's very nice. Coming onto the back though, very nice and illuminated. License plate is nice and visible for the old cops out here, but still looks really, really good. But the highlight, the place or the thing that makes this car come alive is the interior at nighttime. Let me show you that. Okay, so back seat is pretty cool. You can see we have some footwell illuminated stuff. Then we have the illumination here, and as well as in the speakers, and even the Bowers & Wilkins logo is lit up, you can see. And then we'll hop up front because that is where the magic truly happens. Let's see here. Let's just open this door. Check that out. Look at all of this lighting. We're actually going to go in and sit down and let the dome lights turn off, and I'll actually turn the vehicle on fully. It's getting cold in here. Oops. Give those a wipe. You can see how cold it's actually getting in here. There we go. Dome lights are now off, and you can see all of this ambient lighting in all of its awe. And look, we're going to go through some drive modes here, so let me switch it. Let me go to personal, where it just should be one solid blue color. Oh boy, I don't know what I like more, the two-tone or the one solid color, because it's really bright too. So obviously I would lower the brightness if you get distracted while driving easily. I don't, so I'm going to keep it exactly like this because I love this. And let's go. Okay, so let's do it again. Let's switch to efficient. Oh, look at that animation. Check that out. It's going to come right there. Oh, man. Man, this thing comes alive at night. Expressive. Oh, yeah, this is a show right here. Come on. Look at this. Even the footwells are lit up, and you can see it well on camera. Look at my cup holders even change color. All right, let's go again. Relaxing. Oh, look at this. Relaxing at nighttime. It's going to come all the way around. Oh, that's so cool. It doesn't get old. And then, yep, there goes my footwells too. It just kind of slowly does everything. A nice night sky right there. We like that a lot. And then digital art. Let's go. Full purple. Pew. Oh, man. Tell me which one you like the most. I don't know. I honestly think I'm between the sport mode, because the sport mode has cool animation too, where it kind of bleeds the blue over. It's going to change on the side there. Here it comes. Oh, man, BMW. That's so cool. I'm such a fan of that. It's so easy to get me with gimmicks like that. They got me. Oh, yeah. Come on. That's so cool. Well, let me know which one in the comments you like the most. All right, so I'm in an empty parking lot because I want to actually have time to test the kind of auto park feature. I'm doing it in an empty parking lot just because, it's not something I use very often. It's not something I'm familiar with, so I just kind of want to see what it's going to do. So we'll drive here. Plenty of open spaces, so I'm going to press this button right here and see what it tells me. It's going to start looking for parking spaces. It already sees a bunch, which is good. but I kind of want to go like right over here somewhere. Let's see if it'll see it. Yeah, I kind of want to go like right near this here, maybe. Yeah, so what if so if I stop here now, and I can see that it's found a parking spot very quickly. Let's start reverse parking. So I want to go in backwards, release the brake, and it's going to do it itself. Look at that. This, like, I tested it on the BMW X6M60i, and it didn't find parking spaces as quickly as this. So this system, I think, has definitely had an update, because it's very, very quick to find spaces now. It's also a little bit slower, a little bit less rough, I found, which is really cool. And look, it's just going to park right for me here. It's just going to do it itself. There we go. Boom. Right dead center. Adjust itself a little bit. My foot's not on the brake at all. And boom. We are parked. Look at that. So if you can't park by yourself and you think you want to use that, that's good. Personally, I have never used it this week other than just to test it, because I just pull in, because it just takes less time to pull in and to use this system, but still cool if you want to use it. All right, back outside one final time with the very nice looking BMW i5 xDrive40. The look here with the bronze kind of exterior trim has really grown on me. We got nice and big rims. It just looks like a classy BMW. Like, that's the best way to describe it. Round back here looks really well too. I mean, this thing can park itself, it can drive by itself, sort of, and like, it just got it all, right? Like, you are paying a high price point, there's no lie there, but you are kind of getting everything you could possibly want. So let's hop in one final time, and I'll give you my final thoughts for the BMW i5. Let's go. All right, back out on the road for one last time, unfortunately, with the 2025 BMW i5 xDrive40. What a long name that is. But yeah, it's been a really, really easy week, to be honest. Like, it was just simple driving. It's simple to understand. Like, once you take the time to get to know the infotainment, it's really not that complicated. There's a lot of apps, a lot of different things that the car can do. And, you don't really have to go into all of them, but naturally, as I review a lot of cars, I like to do that. So I was able to spend a lot of time, and like, after really sitting down with it, I understood like everything about how to use the BMW and everything like that. So, I wouldn't call it that complicated, but it's complicated at first glance, obviously. Yeah, I really like the color. I've been turning heads all week. There just really isn't anything around me that's like this right now, so it's really cool. People can't really tell whether it's a gas car or an electric car, so I've had fun watching people's reactions when they ask me, is it actually electric, and I say yes. I've gotten well over 500 kilometers of range on a full charge, which was great. Took it on a road trip, was excellent. I was kind of worried that it wouldn't be so good, because usually sedans are a bit more of a rougher ride. Absolutely not the case. With this BMW, it has the rear axle, rear suspension, which I think helps quite a bit when it comes to like long road trips. The navigation, the built-in navigation that I have here was really good. For the first time, I think since doing press cars, I didn't use Apple CarPlay. I actually used the integrated navigation, because it was so solid. It was so well done. Yeah, I just think this is a well-rounded vehicle if you can afford it. Of course, like, just in that 95K range is a lot of money, but they do have a gas version that's a little bit less money. Obviously not as fast, maybe not as loaded, but still, you don't have to spend all of the money. You can still get a very nice looking kind of, BMW 5 Series should you want it. I think, I think it's a solid package. I love driving it in sport mode. I pretty much always drive it in sport mode. One pedal driving as well has been phenomenal. Really easy to control with one foot, so I basically never use my brakes, which is very good too. Yeah, I'm gonna miss it. I really am. It's been solid. Like, the last BMW was the X6M60i, which was fun too, but this one just has a little bit, I don't know. I feel like I might actually prefer the i5 over the X6M60i, honestly, because this one just kind of has more personality, more ambient lighting. It feels newer, looks newer, all this stuff. And it just, like, I just love the fact that it looks like a gas car, just happens to be electric. That is something that Mercedes could take a note out of. That's something that a lot of manufacturers could kind of take notes. We don't really need, this crazy quirky thing. It could have a little bit of personality, that's fine, but also just make it look like a regular car. Make it look like an interesting regular car, and I think people will want to buy it a lot more than those weird ones. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for the BMW i5 xDrive40. I hope you enjoyed it. My first 2025 vehicle for this year, which is really cool. We're August, and I'm already sitting into 2025. So that's really awesome. I hope to bring you more as we go on here later on in the year. We should start to see more and more 25s coming onto our fleet. So I'm excited to show you those. Let me know, though, what you think of this BMW i5 xDrive40. Tell me what you think. You like the color, you like the trim, you like the interior, or is it just completely out of your price range? Whether it's electric or not, you couldn't be damned. Tell me what you think in the comments. With that being said, make sure you subscribe, turn on the bell notifications. I'll see you next week, see you next car. Take care.